Good evening, warm welcome to the program. Today we are going to see one more important topic on spend analytics, useful for professionals working in sourcing, or purchasing, or procurement. So apart from regular procedures for saving money, you need to find out what are the hidden things which you procure from vendors. Possibly here we refer to that as a hidden tile, which is not directly visible, especially if you are working in a large corporate having a multi-location and purchases happening at a multiple location. Even though there may be some corporate guidelines given to other plants, but there can be violation here and there, and people may violate following the procedure because of power structure. The people may not listen if the power is not strong, specifically in purchasing domain. So we will see what are the ways in which we can identify the things which are hidden in the system, especially in a multi-plant complex purchasing situation. These things are called maverick purchasing. Maybe it's outside the contract, outside the PO, but still it is happening in many large corporations. As an individual, you should also know the spend analytics if you are trying to enter a large corporate, or even if you are in the job market. This is one of the key skill set required. In fact, we have a self-paced program on this topic. Maybe if you are interested, you can visit our site, or you can message in this any of the comments, and we will take a real time case study to explain what exactly is this and what are the tools necessary to do this. Of course, we have to start in Excel, where you can analyze the data by knowing simple tricks. But finally, as a purchase guy, you should see how you can control this maverick purchasing. I will show you a data sheet which we are using in our program, and what are all the output expected and why this output is required. Thanks for many of you joining LinkedIn and other social media. This program is being live streamed in Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube apart from LinkedIn. Allow me to share a Excel file to show you what the data set may contain. If you have any doubts, clarification, you are always welcome to type in the comment. You can see a sample exercise which we are using in our program. This as a company's data for past 5 6 years. What are the commodity description, quantity, unit of measure, unit price, agreement, contract name, purchase order number, purchase order date, vendor name, vendor code, and address of the vendor, city, and zip code. All this data is available, and we nearly have 76,000 records available here. Whether you are procuring direct material or indirect material for any organization, there should be a clear contract should be available for almost all the item. What I am saying, one person could be some emergency item, or still it is taking time to finalize and negotiate the order. Otherwise, all the purchases made within the organization should be part of a contract, and a contract may be made annually or once in 2 years. And as and when requirement is done, you are supposed to refer to the contract and then release the purchase order. So For any analysis, you should check whether there is a contract available and also a corresponding purchase order is available. Where I have done a basic analysis in this given data. So possibly here we are going to use a Pareto analysis to define the major purchase, which may cover 80% of the value, but less than 10% of the records consumes 80% of the value, and balance is treated as tail item, which means that 80% of the records consume only 80% or 20% of the resources. Accordingly, we classify major and tail item here specifically. And when you know there is a contract not available, for example, here total for the given period, the purchase is amounting to 515 million. Out of that, major could contribute to 412 million and tail is 103 million. But it is surprising to see where contract is not available amounts to nearly 20%. So there is a clear violation. And you may see many organizations status will be similar, and this we can do by using simple tricks in Excel form. Possibly we may use VLOOKUP, if statement, and most importantly pivot table to get this summary of data. And we train candidates to do this data. And second way of interpreting is in the same table we expanded and put additional information whether these items do they have purchase order or purchase order not available. You may see that one more surprise is coming, though there are contract available, but still purchase order not available. This could be lot of reason. Possibly it's also a violation. The end user may be directly procuring some item and then asking purchase to regularize, or many organizations they have procurement card issued to the users, including a purchase guide. That time there is no necessity to release purchase order, or for that matter, many people don't even check the price, they just take it. Okay, so you can have this breakup where contract is available but purchase order not available, and also then contract not available. This analysis you can do it for both the major and the tail purchases. Okay, then comes the we can expand it to identify really what are those items. For example, you can go commodity wise, check where what commodity there is a purchase order available, and where purchase order is not available. For example, you can see a first item, a commodity, nearly 1 lakh 20 72 worth item. There is a contract available. For some item they have released the PO, but some item there is no PO available. So you can get these type of detail commodity wise, and also possible to summarize it, extract only such items. You can see PO not available, list of item you can extract, and then do a further classification. This is very simple. If you understand how to do it, possibly you should have some intermediate and advanced Excel knowledge, then it becomes very easy. But once again, tool is a tool. Finally, you should know, once you get the summary, you should know what you are going to do with this data. Okay. Next way is I am trying to get both commodity and the vendor where there is a contract available, but the PO is not available. These are all hidden inside the system. This is called hidden tail. Whether it's a major item or tail item, there is a contract available, but PO is not available, which means it's a hidden tail. So we are trying to get the extract of such item commodity, as well as those suppliers responsible. So you can do a major analysis here and try to see what are the reason why people are releasing purchase order outside the contract, even though there are contract available, and who are the suppliers, how to bring this under the contract fold. So we have to discuss with the user department or it could be even within the purchase department there is a guy who is doing this because there is an emergency or urgency happening, but we are losing lot of money in this process. So frequently major organization they take up an audit like this, maybe it's an annual or continuous audit to find whether there is any violation or deviation and bring them into the regular fold. So here we are doing some analysis based on commodity as well as the vendor wise, and of course we can combine both together and see what is the impact, why this cannot be prevented. Of course, there are various methods to avoid this kind of a situation and save money. Here, we are not directly looking into negotiation and save money, but there are things which are hidden in the system and trying to bring out category wise as well as supplier wise and try to bring benefit to the company. Okay. And there is one more summary we can do. Contract not available for how many items measure and take. You can see very big amount. Many large organization they do not have contract to the extent of 20 or 30% of the item, and possibly additionally some 10 to 20% of the item. If PO is not available, it's a serious violation. Maybe if it goes to the management, it may also roll, but it should be a basic activity of any sourcing guy. That's where a separate sourcing department is there, function is there, who has to analyze these things from a different perspective and bring out the items, why this is happening, and is there a proper guidelines, procedure, policies which is stated, and what is the penalty if somebody is violating. It could be a user department or the person could be from the same purchasing department. There is one more way where we can also analyze. We in this table, I am not sure whether it's visible for the candidates. Here we are trying to do a class of purchase order class and vendor class. Purchase order, whether we are releasing a single order or multiple orders, and also analyzing whether how many vendors are there for a particular commodity. It's a good combination in this table, a matrix where you can easily see a single PO and how many vendors are there. You can see in this given situation there are more than 1,000 vendors are available who are taking a single purchase order. Okay, finally, you have to see how you can consolidate and bring them together, thereby have a better negotiation and also have a fewer supplier. Okay, this is one way of looking it. And other way is you can see there are so many items ordered on more than 10 vendors, which means same item we are purchasing from multiple vendors. What for? Why we are not able to get them into a contract or a purchase order format and have a better pricing? What happens here? We are going to get a double benefit when we are getting outside the contract item into contract. We are going to increase the contract volume and also better bargaining power with the vendors. Okay, so this type of analysis can be done in multiple ways, very simple way. But you should understand that the maverick purchase, what we are discussing, is an enemy for a purchasing guy. You may be searching on a surface to see what are the items which can be saved, but there are so many hidden things which you need to bring out, whether it's a commodity wise or supplier wise, or sometimes it will be you can also do a purchase cube, involve the user department, who is the culprit. You put all these three, then it becomes a cubicle analytic for the purchase. Okay, this is a part of our program which we do on spend analytics. If anyone is interested, you are welcome to reach. Meantime, if you have any questions, you are also welcome to comment in any of the medium you are watching. Either it can be LinkedIn or any other medium. Any questions? If you are live, you are welcome to comment in the LinkedIn or any other medium. Even if you are watching offline, we are available to service you. You can reach out to either to me or any of our executives. WhatsApp number is will be available in the comment. Anyone, any questions? Thanks for attending. Have a nice evening. Bye.